It's been a little over a week since the debate, and Joe Biden's cognitive awareness is not getting better. Everybody is now talking about it. And I mean everybody. It's been a week, a little over a week, since the most, well, I would say catastrophic presidential debate in presidential debate history. How bad did Biden do? Well, the Republican Party has put together a couple of highlights, which I'd like to show you, and then we can talk about it.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare, we're providing housing for Black Americans and dealing with the segregation that exists among these corporate operations that collude to keep people out of their houses. And in addition to that, we find that the impact on the choice that Black families have to make relative to child care is incredibly difficult. The idea that I'm proposing that the millionaires pay 1%. So no one I would not raise the cost of Social Security for anybody. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. The reason I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. And he wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare us to be able to negotiate drug prices with the big pharma companies. What I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 billionaires in America. And when they had a full-blown intercontinental ballistic missile attack on Israel, no one was hurt. No one Israeli was accidentally killed, and it just stopped. We saved Israel. We are the biggest producer of support for Israel of anyone in the world. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we can do with more border patrol and more asylum officers.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it almost doesn't call for commentary. It's self-explanatory, but hold it. Before I get your take, it's worse. So remember, they said he performed like that because he had a cold.
Yeah.
And no one was buying that. And then they said it's because he had jet lag. And one of the reporters raised his hand at the press conference with Jean-Pierre and said, jet lag from what? And she said, well, he went to Europe. And the reporter goes, well, that was almost 2 weeks ago. Yep, jet lag.
Yeah, complete jet lag.
And then they said it's because he stays up too late. Well, as a follow-up, a lot of mega donors, I mean, I'm talking about the super wealthy that write big checks to the super PACs, had an over the weekend and then
come to Jesus moment.
Yeah, they said, we have got to see Joe Biden or else. In charge of himself, and everybody that lined up, he didn't recognize anyone, according to one of the donors that was there. And it says Joe Biden quietly fed lines into President Joe Biden's ear, reminding him of each mega donor's name, and then say thank you, Joe, like it was a 9-year-old that she was the nanny for. It didn't get better; it got worse. What say Will Johnson?
Well, you know what, Barry? The excuses for Joe Biden change like the gas prices.
Oh, you mean like every morning they change the $4.99, $4.87, like that?
Exactly. Because, originally when they first came out, they said it was a cold, like you said. But before they said it was jet lag, they were blaming the staff. They said it was his staff's fault for him having such a miserable evening.
Because they over-prepped him or something?
I guess so. And you know what? He came out hoarse during the debate. And I told my producer, I told everyone I was talking to, I said, you know what? He was yelling. That's the reason why he came out hoarse, because he had no anticipation on doing the debate from the get-go. They put out all these rules and regulations and said, here, President Trump, we can do a debate with you, but you have to comply to these rules that we have. And President Trump got the debate. Even before he saw the rules, he said, let's do it. And they said, well, wait a minute. Let us show you the rules first. He said, okay. So they sent him the rules and he said, let's do it.
Or you were thinking that Trump would go to heck with it. I'm not doing it.
Well, no, they actually was a report came out that they were anticipating that President Trump was not going to do it because of all these rules. No audience, cutting off the microphone. They put all these things out there to help Joe Biden, because the whole debate, it was geared to elevate Joe Biden, to help Joe Biden as much as possible. There was even a video with Dana Bash when she was doing this, pointing to Jake Tapper to Joe Biden, look that way. And he still didn't get it. They laid out the blue carpet for Joe Biden, and all he did was pee on it. He thought it was a peeing carpet. I mean, that's So he messed it up, and now they're all upset about it. But
it's getting worse. The point is, it's getting worse because these mega donors and a bunch of people in Congress, Democrat leaders said, well, he's got a week to show us that was a one-off fluke and that he did have a bad night, and that's really not indicative of cognitive function failure. Mm-hmm. But in the 2 or 3 events he's had, it's gotten way, way worse. And now there's this ABC interview with George Stephanopoulos that's going to be edited before it gets on the air. George Stephanopoulos is not a reporter. He's a Democrat advocate, who has worked at the highest levels of Democrat politics. He doesn't even make a secret about it.
No, not at all. You know what, Barry? They're in panic mode right now. They are in complete panic mode because Joe Biden, he's getting worse. He's declining. And you know what, Barry? It's not really frustrating, but it kind of is frustrating. How you hear all of the media, the Communist News Network, MSDNC, ABC, CBS, the entire Alphabet Network soup group. You know what they did after that debate? Oh my goodness. How come no one told us that Joe Biden was this bad? What?
like they just found out?
Yes. I mean, they're like, how come no one told us that it was this bad? What do you mean no one told you? Isn't it your job to observe? And this absolutely confirms everything that I've been saying about the media, calling them government state media. The government will tell them what to say, what to report on, what to show. They don't even ask any questions. They just do what the government tells them. Hence, government state media. Going on CNN, unscripted, for the entire world to see. Now they're all embarrassed because Joe Biden couldn't even stand on stage for 90 minutes and wander off. Like, what's going on? What's up there? What's over there? Hey, how you doing? There's a debate going on, Joe Biden, right? And the entire world saw it. You have other countries saying, what in the world? That was the worst debate we've ever seen. Is that America? That is America? They actually put him in the White House? What's wrong with those Americans? Stupid Americans.